is big breaking news. Multiple states around the country are reporting a very dense fog, and some people are even saying it smells like, quote, chemicals. People are getting sick and saying that they think it's even related to this. So let's get into the details here. Really quick, guys, please just hit that like and hit that subscribe. I'm posting every single day, keeping you guys updated on this big urgent news, and it just helps to get these warnings out. I appreciate that. So this is happening in multiple different states. People are reporting this, and they are saying that it smells, quote, chemically, right? This is happening all over the country. States like Mississippi, California, Vermont, Kansas, Minnesota, Texas, right? Missouri, Colorado, Utah, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania. People are reporting this all over the country, multiple different states, Florida. And let me know down below if you are seeing this too, this dense fog. People are saying it's been going on for days, some places for weeks. All right, I'm just going to read some of these reports. These are reports that people are saying on social media right now. People are saying that it's happening in Bakersfield, California. I have not had fog like this in over 10 years, and my husband and I have both noticed the burning barbecue kind of smell because of the fog. All right, that's what people are saying in Bakersfield, California. Kansas has been facing this fog for days, people are saying, resulting in low visibility while driving. They also said the fog has been thick, eerie, and accompanied by a foul smell. And they're saying it's making traveling around dangerous for them. Someone else said a weird, odd smell and fog is happening in Vermont for the past 3 days. It smells, quote, chemically or electrically. And they're having headaches when they're walking their dog. So what people are saying on social media right now, there are no confirmed reports that these things are connected, but people can see the fog, people can smell it, and people are saying they think maybe something's happening, maybe it's related. It could even just be the smell of it could be bothering you and giving you headaches, making you not feel right, much less if it's anything worse than that. If it is some type of chemical or something in the area that's been released or is off-gassing or anything along these lines, let me know down below what you think. Someone also said, Minnesota, my eyes hurt and my throat hurts and I have a headache. Someone else.
First and foremost, before we get started, I'd like to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rekah Kwadash, and double honors to those great millstone, while lunch is truth, and also to those elect that is scattered abroad. I'd like to say, Shalom. Come back here today with another great, powerful lesson through the spirit and the power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. And the title of today's lesson is Watchman Report, Strange Fog. So I'd like to say Shalom to all our listen and learn. Hope to sweep you today and guide you back in the path of righteousness and back to your true power, which in fact is Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. So you seen in the first clip when I first started the video up with Patrick Humphrey, he's talking about this unusual fog, how it is constantly affecting people across America and also in the UK. It's pretty much across the whole world, this unusual fog. And also a lot of people saying it could be some type of chemical release, some type of chemtrail, or some people are saying that it's chemical fog by the military. So we already knowing that we already had about these drones. And then all of a sudden about these plane crashing. I think with 3 or 4. And then behind that talking about the bird flu. And now they're talking about this unusual fog. So it's causing people to have a lot of different problems like respiratory problems, pounding headaches. Also it's constantly, a lot of people, flights are getting delayed, things are constantly happening, left and right, reducing visibility. These things are constantly picking up left and right. And once again, we're not ignorant of Satan devices. So there's a few news articles. I might open up a few of them, but we're going to read a couple of them off. And also we'll go back to Patrick Humphrey and we get a little bit more of his video. And also I have more videos to bring it out with a little bit more edification. So now let's start here with this first one here by Daily Mail. It said thick fogs continue to blanket the UK as travel chaos and flights. Let's see what that's open it up right quick. We'll open this one up. We might get the title of it. It said thick fog continue to blanket the UK as travel chaos and flight disruption continue and blistering and wet conditions are set to hit the next set to hit the north next week. So we're seeing right here, they have a few little galleries of deals here showing that, the flight delays, the disruption. A lot of people right now, they're trying to figure out what this fog is all about. And a lot of people saying it looked like snowflakes. A lot of things is constantly happening left and right. One thing about it, we're not ignorant of Satan's device. Just viewing some of these this gallery showing some of the fog, and showing the areas that what this fog is at, in the UK. So it's happening around the world as we speak. Just a little deal showing you that, they are constantly this fog is in many places around the world. Put it like that. Sorry about to get a little tongue tied. So let's go back out of that. Salaki for this. Let's get out of this. Something else I want to get. This one here says extreme dense fog continue to blanket Minnesota. So that's going on in Minnesota right now. I have a video to bring it out. I'm not going to open it up. Just reading some of these article titles, these news article titles. It says here, South Florida rings in New Year Eve's under dense fog advisory. So a lot of these things are happening. We know that we're approaching our new year, 2025, and we're seeing that things are getting ready to pop off. It's already starting out. We already knowing that 2025 is going to be a hell of a year. Also very prophetic, and also we know that this should hoping and praying that this be the year of our great deliverance. And also we know that the Lord's second coming is fast approaching. We know that we're here. These prophecies are speaking loud and clear. One thing behind another. Mischief behind mischief. Rumor behind rumors. Events are behind events. These things are constantly picking up left and right. We are constantly warning you. It said, let's see what else we got here. That's all we got on that. So now let's go back to Patrick Humphreys. Let's give a little more of his deal. Let me get this out of the way here. These devils. No, it's something else I want to get right quick before we go back. Let's look up this about this chemical military chemical fog. Let's see what this is all about. Because that a lot of these things that they'll do, like when they in war times, they'll like send a mist or fog to cover up their troops or their location or infrastructure, different things like that to try to get that advantage. So let's read a little bit of this. It says here, it said military chemical fog refers to a man-made fog created by dispersing a chemical agent, typically a petroleum-based fog oil used by the military to obscure visibility and create a screen for troops by generating dense smoke cloud, effectively hiding their movement. See what else he says here. Movement from enemy observation. Salakia. It said during combat or training exercise. Got a little tongue tied on that. No, observation. And it says here, it said, essentially, say it's a visual obscurant that can be deployed to mass troop activity on the battlefield. So that's just getting a little of this. So we see right here that the military can create a fall or some type of a smoke cloud, a smoke screen, so whereby the visibility will be low. So could this be some type of thing that they're trying out, but we already know they constantly been doing these test runs ever since 2020. So we already know that once again we're not ignorant of Satan devices. So this military chemical fog. So a lot of people say they are smelling odd smell, chemical smell, electrical smell. So some people saying it's smell like fireworks. So one thing about we're not ignorant of his device. He's trying to get that advantage. So this is one little thing I wanted to bring out: military chemical fall. It's a little bit more. It shows how it creates barriers and that it hinders the enemy observation of troops movement. So it's a lot of these things going on. We already knowing that they're gonna call some type of what you call a black swan event. So we already knowing that the devils get ready to come down with great wrath. So now let's go here back to Patrick Humphreys. Let's get a little bit more of this, then we'll get a few precepts, and we'll bring out a few more videos. Sorry about the jumping around.
Said the fog doesn't have any moisture. They said I just drove through thick fog, which is by definition when water condenses and creates tiny water droplets. And they're saying all my life I've used windshield wipers in fog, but not recently. They're saying this fog is very dry, and they're saying it's not creating any type of moisture on their car or their windows or their windshield. And that is true. That definitely seems like something that's happened to me before, right? Living down south most of my life during this dense fog, that does happen sometimes. But when it does, when the humidity is very high levels, 100% it gets to, especially overnight and early in the morning before the sun comes up, where it does make your car wet. Everything's wet and drenched. It's kind of soaked, right? It's one of these things where you could put out a screen and get the water off of it, harvest the water off of it from the humidity. So that's what the fog normally is. It's normally very wet and dense, but people are saying that it feels dry for some reason, and it's not really condensating on their car or their windshield while they're driving. Multiple people I saw saying that. Someone else said today, December 30th at 3 p.m. near Wausau, Wisconsin, no wipers, and they were driving for 4 hours, they're saying, and they didn't use their wipers through the fog. Someone else said in northern Mississippi, dense fog this morning, no moisture on my windshield of my truck nor the paint surface, and I'm in an area that received torrential rain 2 nights before, and there's solid moisture on the ground. So multiple people reporting it seems like a dry fog. It seems a little bit different. Maybe something.
We're seeing right now that this could be a military chemical fog. So one thing about it, we already knowing that this devil is getting ready to roll. So now let's get a few precepts. Then we'll open up some more videos. Let's go here first. It says here, 2 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 11 said, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his device. So everybody, we know the physical counterpart of Satan, the so-called white man, the modern day so-called white man, it's the devil that the Bible speaks of, Esau, Edom, Salakia. And one thing about it, we know that he's trying to get that advantage. What is that advantage? Total control, to bring forth this new society, this new digital society, also that grain of rice. So he bring forth all this different order out of chaos, all this different calamities and mishaps and different things, strange weather patterns, but it's all through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. So let's read this once again. 2 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 11 said, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Once again, the physical counterpart of Satan is the so-called white man, Esau, Edom, the devil that the Bible speaks of, and said he's trying to get that advantage. We're seeing right now, left and right, we're seeing these drones. There's a lot of drones all across America. People are saying, what is this? What is that? It's all sorts of confusion. These plane crashing, I think 3 or 4 in a 24 hours, what caused all of that. A lot of things are happening, constantly bringing all this order out of chaos. Also, what about this so-called bird flu? Could it be another pandemic, or could they be saying that some type of EMP attack? Also now this strange fall or chemical fall. That advantage. He's trying to get the advantage. Total control. You know what I'm saying? One thing about it, a lot of people right now, getting ready for the holiday, for the festivity, drinking and being merry, talking about this New Year. And one thing about the New Year, when this New Year come in, it's gonna be all hell. It's gonna constantly be breaking loose left and right. And one thing about it, we ready for this place to be what totally destroyed. And one thing about this man is constantly imagining a vain thing. And one thing about it, said, we are not ignorant of Satan's device. Who is that? Started with the prophet, and also the true believers of Yahweh by Shai. And when you go into that word device, it goes into his mindset. You know what I'm saying? What he's plotting, his evil scheme, his agenda, so let's read in the NLT. He says, so that Satan will not outsmart us, for we are familiar with his evil schemes. And who are familiar with his evil scheme? That started with the prophets, one is in the highways and byways. One is constantly making these video epistles, constantly warning you about all these impending dangers, left and right. One thing about it, we see something, we ought to say something. And one thing about it, the Lord has set up watchmen. But one thing about it, we already know that the famine of the word is fast approaching. So right now, we're seeing that right now, he's trying to get that advantage. One scenario after another, so left and right. What else he's getting ready to bring out? And already knowing that there's already rumors that it could be another pandemic. So we're right at that time. So one thing about it, we got to watch, pray, and be sober. So now let's go here to Revelations. Let's go here to Revelations, because we're seeing that the devil is getting ready to come down with great wrath, because he's knowing that his time is very short. So he's getting ready to make his move. But when he make his move, the Lord is going to make his move. So we're in some exciting time. Revelation chapter 12 and verse 12 says, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knowing that he has but a short time. So we living in that short season right now. We seeing right now that this man is preparing, to bring forth this new system, this new society by any means necessary. But one thing about it, the Lord said his hands will not be able to perform his enterprise. So we already know he's getting ready to use that sword in a big way. But one thing about it, we already knowing that how everything is going to wind up. We knowing that we are fast approaching the kingdom of heaven that dwells in righteousness. So we ready for this red devil to bring it on. Stop playing games. So the Lord is putting the spirit on. He's getting ready to make his move. And we knowing 2025 is going to be the time that he's getting ready to bring it forth. We already knowing he's coming with it. He's coming with it. So hell, a lot of people are constantly being unbelievers, still saying this ain't going to happen, that ain't going to happen. Well, guess what? It's happening right before your eyes. So now, let's go here to get some more videos, and then we'll get a few more precepts, and we'll close out. We'll start here with this first one.
Let's talk about this fog for a minute. Right now, all over the United States, in the UK, and pretty much around the world, there is a dense layer of fog, or what looks to be fog. It is being reported as unusually dense, and in many places, which I'm showing the pictures of now, it has dense particulates in the fog that are not normal. This fog is not normal. Many places are reporting that the fog has been there for 5 days straight with no end in sight. What is this? It's too early to say what it actually is right now. But what we can say is that it is not normal. That's for sure. Everyone has experienced fog before. It usually stays for a few hours or maybe a day. But it never, in my life, 54 years, it has never stayed for more than a day. It has never been so dense for days at a time that you can't even see 100 feet beyond it. And it never comes with these dense particulates that look like snow. It looks like there's ash or snow in the fog. I'm curious to get your thoughts, and I'm curious for your videos. If you have videos of this fog, if you've taken videos of this fog, please send them to me. I would love to.
What's hiding in the fog? Let's take a closer look. is that? Is that an orb or something hidden? In 2016, Russia covered an entire city in fog for a military exercise. Chemical fog has been used by militaries for years now to hide infrastructure. Could the UK fog be a military exercise resulting from the 2025 risk assessment? Maybe just weather, but with reports of strange smells with the fog maybe. Keep an open mind. Look behind the curtain, or in this case, look above the fog. Smoke and mirrors people.
Mysterious fog has been seen all over the United States at early hours of the morning, and people are getting concerned. Like in this video here, you can see there's all kinds of little particles floating around, and it doesn't act or smell like normal fog. People are concerned that it might be chemical fog. 40 states have reported seeing this fog, and here you can see it kind of looks a little bit more like normal fog. That's because it's being lit by the light in the sky. But when it's darker and you use a flashlight, then you can see it's little particles that are floating around. It doesn't usually come at night, but only in the early hours of the morning, like from 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. And people are saying it's happened in cities where they've seen the drones flying around, and they're kind of concerned that it has something to do with it. But I think the thing that's concerning most people is the fact that it has a very distinct and weird smell. Sort of like chemicals. Dense fog is one thing, but when they introduce a new smell, that raises reason for concern. But it's this video right here that I find the most frightening because those particles do not look normal to me. But what do you guys think, and have you seen any fog in your town?
Anybody else feeling foggy with everything that is transpiring in the world thus far, y'all? What is going on around the world? And when I say around the world, y'all, I literally mean around the world. This one right here is in Raytown, Missouri. This is literally happening in the entire world, y'all. Take a look at this in Pennsylvania. What is this? They're calling this fog, you guys. Have you guys ever seen fog like this?
What the fuck is this fog right now? It has the weirdest smell to it. And this shit's fucking thick. You can't see a motherfucking thing in front of you when you drive.
Look at how bad it is in Canada, y'all. This is driving up on the mountains. A truck driver driving up on the mountains. Imagine how dangerous that is. You can't see anything. Y'all, when I tell you it's literally everywhere, it's in the UK as well. The UK.
Everybody else just feel like they should be walking around wearing a fucking gas mask. Like, what is happening in the UK at the minute with the weather? Because all this fog has been here for about 5 days now.
The fog was so bad in England, it was causing cancellation and flight delays, y'all. She's not lying, because I believe we're on like week 3 of this fog here in Florida. How are you guys feeling throughout all this? Because I'm hearing a lot of things and looking at the comments, and it's going crazy.
We seeing right now that this fog is pretty much globally. You know, we already knowing that, you know, this man is constantly bringing forth a lot of different scenarios, all sorts of events, you know, causing all sorts of different confusion, you know. And one thing about it, we already know that we're very close, you know. And also we knowing that Trump inauguration is coming up in the next, couple of weeks from now. Very, very close to that. So we're going to see how that fan out. That's why we're measuring the time diligently. So now let's go here to 2nd Ezra chapter 15. Let's get a few more. Might go back to Patrick Humphrey a little bit. Might get a little bit more of that. Let's go here to 2nd Ezra. Well, no, I got to go to the blue letter, Salakia. Let's go here to 2nd Ezra chapter 15. I mean, I had to get out of the blue letter. 2nd Ezra chapter 15, and we'll start at let's get to when at verse 5. But the point is in 11 and 12. It says 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 5. It said, "Behold, says the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction." So that's exactly what we're seeing. The Lord is constantly bringing these events and these calamities across the world, left and right, and, you know, mischief upon mischief. This event, that event, strange weather, strange fall, you know, all sorts of things. It's constantly happening. It's constantly picking up. The Lord is bringing it forth. We read upon read upon judgment, and also his great and glorious return. We know we are very close to these times. Let's read it once again. 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 5. "Behold, says the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. That sword goes in destruction. Also, all sorts of different the ways that the Lord gonna bring forth that judgment upon you. You know what I'm saying? That the modern day sword is the what? Is the gun. Famine. You already been hearing all sorts of stories about what food shortage. You know, talking about these how these a lot of these companies are constantly what going out of business. A lot of unemployment. A lot of things are happening. You know, death. You know, so we read upon many shall be what taken in great number because of what could be a pandemic, could be this right here, these plane crashes, all sorts of things are constantly happening left and right, order out of chaos. This devil is constantly getting ready to bring it. Destruction, that's fast approaching. And also we know that World War III is constantly what? Picking up. Let's go here. These IBCM missiles are getting ready to fly. Let's go here. It says here, 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 11 said, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and I will destroy all the land thereof. So we already know what happened back in our first in Moses' time. You know what I'm saying? That this is second Egypt right here, the house of bondage. So what I'm trying, spiritually. So we seeing right there here that what happened in Moses' time. A lot of things that the Lord brought. A lot of plagues that he brought upon. I think one of those plagues was fog. So one thing about it, hey man, it's no thing under the sun. So he's getting ready to smite Egypt again, and one thing about it, we already know, talking about America, aka Babylon the Great, and out about it, we already knowing that Egypt is work hand in hand with the house of bondage. So we still in the land of our captivity, and one thing about it, the Lord is bringing these plagues back again once before, but it's going to be 10.0. So let's read it once again. It said, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and I will destroy all the land thereof. So that's what exactly we're getting ready to happen. The Lord's getting ready to destroy, modern day Egypt, the house of bondage, Babylon the Great, what these IBCM missiles, he started with these plagues, and these plagues are not slacking down for a moment. We seeing them coming up on every side, like this fall, and globally, all across America, just pretty much in every state, every city, it's everywhere. Verse 12, it said, Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten, and smitten with the plagues and punishment that God shall bring upon it. So that's exactly what's getting ready to happen. The Lord's getting ready to bring this punishment, this judgment upon this place like we have never seen before. So the Lord's getting ready to, to destroy this place. We constantly seeing it happening right before our eyes, and a lot of our people right now still are in these house of mirth, getting ready to celebrate New Year's revolution. They getting ready to renew their vow, all sorts of things. The wickedness of the world, And one thing about it, that it's time to seek the Lord, because we see that these prophecies are coming full circle. They are manifesting right before our eyes. Let's read this once again. It says verse 12. It says 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 12 says, Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plagues and punishment that God shall bring upon it. So exactly what's getting ready to happen. Lord's getting ready to repay. Judgment is mine. Vengeance is mine, says the Lord. So massive judgment is right upon us. So he's staying every day, even though we sound like a broken record. But these are the times that we're living in. Also, these things are constantly, picking up left and right, constantly increasing. It's more obvious and clear that we're here. We're at the end of days, and also our salvation is at the door once again. So now let's go here to Psalms chapter 37. Psalm chapter 37, we probably get one more. Psalm chapter 37 and verse, I think it's around verse 12. Psalm chapter 37 and verse 12. And it reads that the wicked plotteth against the just and gnashes upon him with his teeth. So, and out about that's what we constantly seeing, that the wicked is constantly what? Plotting against the just. And who is the just? You know, which in fact, Israel, the elect, the true believers of Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushua. And also we already know that we know that the power is in his hand. The earth was given into the hands of the wicked, but only for that short season. So we seeing right now, he's gnashing upon them with his teeth, talking about his military. Also goes in what technology and all these different things that he's constantly bringing forth, like this chemical fog, and a lot of, and we're seeing it right before our eyes. But but the Lord already is getting very close to what checkmating his ass, very soon. So we already know the Lord is constantly exposing. The Lord is constantly revealing things. The Lord is making Esau bear left and right. Every move he make, he's getting exposed. And we're in that time. So let's read this once again. The wicked plotteth against the just, and gnasheth upon him with his teeth. So that's exactly what he's doing. He's constantly plotting. He's trying to get that advantage. He wants that total control. Constantly imagine a vain thing. And out of the Bible, we already know eventually, they gonna come with this new pandemic. You already know that the military will be involved. Lockdowns, all sorts of things are coming into play. You know what I'm saying? Feed you things being idle. A lot of things are coming. Verse 13 said, the Lord shall laugh at him, for he seeth that his day is coming. So one thing about it, the Lord going to have him as in derision, and one thing about it, we already know that we are very close to seeing this man go down in a blaze of glory. We very close to that time. The Lord is going to laugh at him. How he's going to laugh at him? Through what? Through the prophets, the one that's constantly warning you left and right, the one that's making these video pistol. And one thing about it, we shall laugh at his calamity. Also these 2/3, Lord's get ready to bring it. Verse 14 said, the wicked have drawn out the sword and have bent their bow to cast down the poor and needy. Who is the poor and needy? Israel, the elect. It said to slay such as be of upright conversation, the elect. So we already seeing right now, they already got the stage set. All things are ready. They already bent the bow. They ready to go. But one thing about it, the Lord is going to interrupt his enterprise. Verse 15 said, their sword shall enter into their own heart, and their bows shall be broken. So that's exactly what's getting ready to happen. The Lord is getting ready to overthrow the house of the wicked very soon. And one thing about it, we cannot wait. So now let's go here back to Patrick Humphrey. We get a little bit more of this, and then we'll close out. We get one more scripture, we'll close out. Let's get a little bit more of Patrick Humphrey.
What's going on? Let me know what you guys think. It also says here that somebody said the exact same thing is happening in Minnesota, and it's been a week of more of this junk, and they haven't needed to use their wipers either now that you mention it. That's what somebody said, commenting on this topic on social media. People are also reporting this is happening in Florida. Someone was saying happening around Tampa, Florida. They've had dense fog for several days. Another report is I drove from the middle of Texas to Iowa the day after Christmas, and it was fog the entire time for 13 hours. So this is happening all over the country right now. And then next week as well, too, we're supposed to have this major weather event. And it also says here, we had it in southeast Missouri this morning. Someone said, I'm in Michigan. It was foggy for a few days after Christmas, and it was unusually dark. And they're saying 2 days ago, my throat is sore, and today my head feels like it's going to explode, and I'm exhausted. So these things could be unrelated. It could just be a coincidence. It could be sick, but maybe they could be related. We'll see, right? People need to just be on the lookout and be prepared. And even if it's just normal fog, it could just be blocking out the sun and blocking out vitamin D production for your immune system and creating problems. That's a big issue why people get sick in the wintertime, is there's just less sunlight, less daylight, the days are shorter, and then a lot of times the sun's blocked out from storms, from clouds, fog, things like this. Let me know if you've seen anything weird going on in your skies or anything like that too. But this does happen, sicknesses do normally increase in the winter time. But there could be something to this, right? People think it could be related. Let me know what you think down below. Someone said we've had.
So we're seeing right now that these things are constantly increasing. Also, also he said about this extreme cold weather that's coming. This some type of Arctic vortex is supposed to be coming. First part of next week, or the first or second week in January, says it's going to be having temperature that's very unusual. Even in the South, it's going to be in the teens, that below zero. So it's going to be a lot of things that they're saying that it's coming forward. They're already warning you about it already. All of a sudden, all these extreme things are coming upon left and right, one behind another. This fall. Now all of a sudden, now come next week, they're saying now about this extreme cold weather is coming. So it could once again, could this be the possible dark winter? But we already know this is all in the power of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua. The Lord is calling these things to happen. And the Lord, he have perfect control. He controlled the left hand side, also the right hand side. So we seeing right now that this fall it could be doing some type of test run on something. We already know that it's already been rumors that they're trying to block out the sun. But one thing about it, the Lord, he only have a certain time. He have bounds that he cannot pass. So we already know that this man is constantly playing a game with his own life. One thing about it, the Lord is in perfect control. He's even doing the Lord's will. We all are doing the Lord's will. So one thing about it that we're seeing right now, that these things are constantly picking up left and right. And once again, we knowing that the devil is getting ready to come down with great wrath. So now let's go here to our last and final script. Let's go here to First Peter chapter 5. First Peter chapter 5. We close out here. And once again, Salakia for all the jumping around, but just to bring out edification purpose. So much going on. And one thing about it that, just left and right. While I'm doing this lesson, there's something that's happening right now. And also the Lord is constantly accelerating time. We already know these days are speeding up, left and right. This time is moving, But the Lord said, for the elect's sake, those days shall be short. What day? These days that we're living in right now. So now let's close out here. 1 Peter chapter 5 and verse 7. It said, casting all your cares upon him, for he cares for you. Verse 8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. And now about when you go into that word vigilant, mean to what? To watch. So let's read that in the NLT, get a little bit more edification, a little more clarification here. It said, stay alert, watch out for your great enemy, the devil. He prowls around like a roaring lion, looking for someone to devour. So that's what we constantly warning you about. This devil is getting ready to come down with great wrath. That's why we constantly seeing all these things happening left and right. From the fog, from the drone, from these plane crashes, all this fire over here in California, different forests. This man is, he is the harbinger of death. Everywhere he go, death and hell follow him. And one thing about it, but the Lord is getting ready to put a monkey wrench in his program. Once again, be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. So one thing about it, stay alert, watch out. Because we're here, man. He's getting ready to roll. But one thing about it, when he strike, the Lord is going to strike right back. So we are living in these times. Any type of event could go down at any given, a black swan event. It could be a red dawn event. But we know that these things are going to happen because it's already been prophesied. The Lord is saying it before it happened. The Lord sent out his prophet. Whether you will hear, whether you will forbear, because a lot of our people are still a rebellion. They are that same rebellious house that did not want to return to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua. And the Lord is getting ready to bring it. The Lord is getting ready to close up the mouthpiece. Famine of the word is getting ready to set in. And also we know once again that ultimate goal is the what? That grain of rice, the MOTB. Shall go into your right hand or your forehead. This man is very close to bringing this thing to pass, but it's all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua. We already know that we are very close. We're very close to our salvation. We're almost at the end of this thing. But one thing about it, we're going to constantly rejoice and trust and believe in Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. So the title of the day lesson, once again, is Watchman Report, Strange Fog. So I'd like to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem, Rekah Kwadash. I like to say, Shalom, Shalom.